friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. If this happens to be your first time visiting, welcome to Siempre Infinitos DIY. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I really hope you consider subscribing. This will help my channel grow. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment, like my video, and also share it. I would really appreciate that so much. If you are new to my channel, I welcome you. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me, and I am so happy that you are here today. I hope I inspire you today with this video, and hopefully you get to share with me if you decide to make one of these pieces, which is going, well, this piece, and it is going to be an inspired cake. If you've been following me for some time, then you know that I love Mackenzie Child. I really love all of their creations over there, well, pieces, not creations, pieces. And I am totally inspired, and I wanted to make something for Christmas, so I think that this will be great for me to add to my Christmas decor, because I recently did purchase a 3-tier stand, and I will need to fill that up. So why not make a fake bake? Okay, so the first thing, as you see here, is that I'm just rolling out my clay. I want to make sure that my clay is not too thin. Also, I want to make sure that there is no bubbles. If there is bubbles in my clay, I'm just going to go in there and pop them. And you can just use a skewer stick or anything that has a pointy edge and just pop those. So this way it will not, there won't be any air in there. And also you want to make sure that there's no lines, at least no deep lines. If you do see any type of little lines in there, don't worry about them, because when your clay dries up, it would eventually disappear. Also, I am not using any glue as of right now. You can if you choose to. I don't see the need for it. If I feel that the clay is going to shrink way too much, and then I will go in and I will use a glue. But because, as you saw, that I wrapped the entire foam disc and then just lapped it underneath, I'm also going to be adding a piece of foam sheet, so it's really, when it shrinks, it's not even going to see it, and it probably it won't even shrink, because of the foam sheet that I'll have on top of it. It's going to hold it in place, so there will be no chance for it or space for it to shrink, and then you will be able to see the foam. Okay, so anyways, so as you can see here, I am using a ruler because I went ahead and make these little marks that, don't worry, when again the clay disappears, they will go away. I wanted to make my space that I'm going to be adding strips on my cake. I want them to be the same amount of space, and like I believe it's going to be an inch apart from each other, because I have done it in the past that one is too close or too far. So I thought, let's use the ruler. Now, it did come up that the ruler was a little bit too wide, so I just had to use one of these strips that I cut here, that it was an inch wide, and then it's 3 inches lengthwise. Now, it is a little bit too long. I will be going in there and snipping some of that clay off. And I'm just going to lap it over, as you can see here. Now, because again, the ruler was too wide, I decided, which I just stated earlier, that I use one of the pieces of clay for a guide. The clay is still soft, so I just have to be very careful that the piece that I'm using for a guide does not stick to the clay. If you do decide this and you think that you might just it might just get stuck on you, because I was really taking a chance of this happening, you can use a piece of paper, or you can use anything that you want to use as a guide, or maybe perhaps you have a thinner ruler. But this is the ruler that came from the Dollar Tree. So I know there are thinner rulers, because I do have one. I just can't for the life of me find it. I have no idea what I did with it. But anyway, as you see here, again, all of the items that I'm going to be using, I will leave them in the description box down below. I am using Debbie's Bright Ideas clay, and the black clay is a firm clay. The white clay is a soft clay. And as you see here that I'm lapping the clay over, there will be one piece that I didn't cut it small enough, so that's okay, because I am going to be adding a border around on the top. And this is where I was saying, like, I was taking a chance that my clay might get stuck, and plus it being black clay, that was really I was a bit nervous, but it's all came out fine, so I didn't have to worry about it. Because of video purposes, I did not let my clay sit overnight and dry. It's always best that you do that, because you don't want any of those dents, especially right now that I'm handling the clay back and forth. I did notice that I was making some extra marks in there. I don't know if you can see it just right there on the end of the screen there, not the screen, but of the cake. But again, video purposes, I had to use it. I mean, I just had to go with it. But I do know that once it dries up completely, those will disappear, except for the ones that were a little bit too deep in there. But that was all right, because it was going to get covered up with the black clay. And this is that one piece that I said that I think I cut it with it not short enough. But anyways, so here again, I'm just going to show you how I use that one piece and to guide, and you can see how spread they are, which is about like I said, an inch separate from each other, except for right here where I'm pointing. Those two, that clay piece of black clay, I should have cut it a little bit thinner, but I did not. But that's okay. I am fine with this. That is going to be the back of my cake, so I am okay with that. All right, so here is a silicone mold. Now these do come from Michael, and they have a new one that came out. Really love this one. I have yet not used it. I try to share with you the barcode, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. That's okay. Because again, like I said, I will be adding all the items in the description box down below, so you can just go in there and then check it out. Michael's does have a website. I just don't know if they have this mode on that website because it's new, but if they do have it, I will be posting it in there for you. And the difference between this mode and my other modes that I did notice is that this one is a little bit deeper. So when I tried to pull my clay out, I was having a really hard time pulling it out because, again, like I stated, it was deeper. It was fine and all of that because it gave me a really beautiful design. But, all I had to do really is just grab a piece of clay, and then I had to use that to pull it out, because you can see here, it's where I'm struggling trying to like realizing that it's too deep. There's no way that I can pull this out without messing the design. Unlike my other modes that I have, they're so easy to pull out. This one was really giving me a hard time. But as you see, that's nothing to it. I'm not going to worry because, again, like I stated earlier, I did use a piece of clay, and that actually helped me pull it out. And you'll see just a minute what I did to it. Again, this video is for people who are learning how to make cakes. I'm sure that if you are already a pro at this, you already know what to do. So a lot of my videos, just giving you some of you heads up. If you do see something that is simple, it is for someone who has probably never done one or doesn't know how to do one and wants to learn how, or just, all in general, maybe wants you want to be inspired. But anyways, let me know in the comments below if you have ever done a cake, and if so, what type of cake did you make. And as you can see here, you can barely see the design, but I am going to paint that mold or that design that's going to go around, not the mold, but my trim there. And if you also know Mackenzie, their colors are red, white, black, and gold. So I chose to use the color gold for the mold that's going to go on top. I will be adding another mold on the bottom of the cake. And so I don't know if you can see, like right on the top, you probably can see a little bit of black there. And that was that one piece right there where my finger's at. That was that one piece that was way too long. I thought that the mold was going to cover it, but it did not. But I am okay. I am okay with this. This is my piece. I'm not planning to sell it to anyone. So I am just fine with that. There are some stuff that I am a little bit picky about, but most of my stuff I am not. So I'm like, okay, I learned something new. So don't be hard on yourself if you want to try something and it doesn't work out the first time, because you do have to, and practicing will make you only get better. All right, so, oh, sorry about that. I forgot to turn off my notification to my phone. Anyways, so now I am going to be adding 2 coats of this metallic gold color paint, and this is actually the 24 karat gold, which is a lot brighter than their original gold color. I was about to say orange. And so here you see, I think you can probably see a little bit better. Yes, you can see a little bit better the mode. It's really beautiful. I really love it. So now I'm going to add the bottom, and then here is the other mode, as you see, that I'm going to be using. I did try to do all 3 just to see which one I like better. The other 2 that I did not choose look more like a necklace, like a rope necklace, so, or chain, whatever you call them. Well, yeah, I think one was a rope necklace and the other one was a chain type of. But I didn't like them, so I just chose to go with the one that looks more like icing. And now this mode is very easy. You will see that I had no problem pulling out my clay. But also, I like to add baby oil whenever I use my molds or my cookie cutters, because it does help it to pull them out. It does gives you a cleaner cut. So there are people that have used, and I do see them use spraying oil, like cooking spray oil. Others use cooking oil. I personally like to use baby oil. So here you go. As you can see, really pretty. Now, the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding this piece of flour. And it's supposed to be flat, but because I want it to look a little bit bulky, if that makes any sense, I added a little bit extra clay on the bottom, and then I'm just going to go in here and I'm painting the edge of the flour, because once I place it down, okay, I guess I didn't turn off my notification. So sorry about that. So I'm going to paint the edge of the flour here, so when I place it on my cake, I don't have to worry about when I go in and painting the top that I'm going to add any paint to the cake. Now, the reason why I did this because of the paint that I didn't want to get on my cake. Well, guess what? Somehow I still managed to get a little bit of paint on my cake, but I was okay with it. And right there is where it slipped out of my finger, and as you can see, I'm pointing at it. But like I said, that is fine. I'm not worrying about it, because the good thing about clay, if you decide to paint it, is that if you change your mind or if you have a mistake like I did right now, you can always go in with a piece of wet cloth, or what I'm using is a little wet wipey. And then I just go in there and wipe that off, and it comes off so easily. I have done so many fake bakes or crafts or whatever, and when I go and paint it, I always get paint on it, but I never upset about it because I can always go in there and take it up, so it comes off really easy. So now this part, you don't necessarily have to paint the entire top of it, because I am going to add a piece of other clay on top of the center of this small little flower that I'm making here. What I'm trying to make, if you haven't guessed it yet, is one of Mackenzie Chow's cooking ware. Is like a crock pot type of thing, not a crock pot, but a pot, and this is supposed to almost like mimic the lid of that. I did see it on their pieces, and I really loved it. I'm like, let me make a cake that looks like it has a lid on top. Okay, so here, as you saw, there is the next piece. That's why I said you don't necessarily have to paint the top. I did, because from the side you will be able to see that gold. So just, I wasn't sure how much was going to be covered, so I just wanted to just cover the whole thing, and it's not that big anyways. And then now I'm just adding this piece of gold ball in here that I also painted on the side. I am actually going to go in there and add a toothpick later, but here it is. What do you think? Well, my friends, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, if you have not subscribed, I really hope you consider subscribing. I will catch you on the next video. Until then, stay safe, be kind. Bye.